Breaking news today, and folks, this one has the power to shake the foundations of our entire country. A brand new poll has just been released, and the numbers are so overwhelming that even the loudest defenders of Ottawa are scrambling to find their talking points. What Albertans are saying is loud, clear, and impossible to ignore. According to the poll, an astonishing 94% of Albertans believe Ottawa is shortchanging them. Not half, not even three-quarters, almost the entire province. That's practically everyone except a few bureaucrats cashing paychecks in Ottawa and maybe some ivory tower professors sipping coffee in Edmonton. Think about it. When 94% of a population agrees on anything, you know it's no longer just a gripe. It's a full-blown rebellion waiting to burst open. And it doesn't stop there. The same poll shows 86% of Albertans want to move beyond complaints and speeches and actually take further steps toward full sovereignty. That means action. They're not interested in vague promises, they want real change now. And the most jaw-dropping number? If a referendum on independence were held tomorrow, 87% of Albertans would vote yes to leave Canada. That's not a close race, that's not a coin flip, that's a political earthquake. A landslide so powerful it could redraw the map of Canada within months. Let's be brutally honest here. If Alberta walks, the ripple effect will be devastating. Ottawa would lose one of its biggest financial engines. Billions of dollars that have flowed eastward for decades would dry up overnight. Canada without Alberta? That's a budgetary black hole. The financial wreckage for Ottawa wouldn't just sting, it would be catastrophic, and people in Alberta know it. They're tired of playing Ottawa's cash machine. Over the last 2 decades, Alberta has poured more than $540 billion into the rest of Canada. Every single year, this province sends between $17 and $27 billion more to Ottawa than it ever sees returned. Imagine working double shifts, paying more than your fair share, and then being told your hard work is destroying the planet. That's Alberta's reality. Pay more, get less, and on top of that, be insulted for daring to produce the very energy that keeps the lights on across the country. Take Nova Scotia as an example. They collect $1.7 billion every year in equalization payments. Sounds small, right? But for them, that's nearly a third of their entire provincial budget. And guess who's footing that bill? Alberta's oil workers. The very people Ottawa loves to lecture about dirty oil. The hypocrisy is staggering. Eastern Canada cashes the checks, while Alberta gets painted as the villain. No wonder Albertans are asking, why are we still in this deal? And it's not just Alberta anymore. The same Western Standard poll looked at BC and Saskatchewan too. Outside the bubble of downtown Vancouver, 70% of British Columbians said they'd support a referendum on independence. In Saskatchewan, the number is even higher, 90% backing a referendum. Folks, that's not Alberta throwing a tantrum. That's the entire West beginning to turn its back on Ottawa. A continental shift is happening, and Ottawa seems blind to it. Now let's talk energy, because this is where the frustration turns to fury. Alberta's energy sector alone produced a staggering $140 billion worth of value in 2024. Just that sector added $70 billion to Canada's GDP. Without Alberta, Canada's economy looks like a house of cards in a storm. Yet Ottawa's policies continue to choke pipelines, cancel projects, and strangle growth. Do the math. If projects like Northern Gateway, Energy East, and Keystone XL had been allowed to move forward, Alberta could have produced an extra 2.5 million barrels per day. That's an additional $55 billion in GDP every single year and $17 billion more flowing into provincial coffers. Schools, hospitals, infrastructure, all of it could have been funded. Instead, it was lost because of red tape, political games, and, yes, pressure from Washington. So here's the reality check. Albertans are finished waiting for Ottawa to suddenly grow a conscience. They're finished being told to sacrifice their industries, finished watching their votes mean nothing in federal elections, and finished watching leaders they didn't elect ram policies they never supported down their throats. Because let's be honest, this isn't just about money. It's about democracy. Alberta and the West vote overwhelmingly conservative, election after election. And yet, the outcome is always the same. Why? Because the real power lies in Ontario and Quebec. Alberta could vote 100% Conservative tomorrow, and it still wouldn't change who runs the country. That's not representation. That's not democracy. That's a rigged system. Now here's where the story takes a turn that most Canadians haven't even noticed yet. Danielle Smith's United Conservative Party quietly changed the rules of the game. Buried inside the Election Statutes Amendment Act is a reform that flips the entire script on separation. Before, if Albertans wanted to trigger a referendum, the law required 600,000 signatures in just 90 days. That was about 20% of all voters, a political Mount Everest no one could ever climb. It was a brick wall disguised as democracy. A cruel trick meant to look fair while being impossible. But now, the bar has been lowered. The path to a real referendum is suddenly wide open. What was once a pipe dream has become a very real possibility. And if the poll numbers we're seeing are even remotely accurate, a referendum would be less of a gamble and more of a coronation. The yes side wouldn't just win, it would crush the opposition. And here's the truth, folks. The mood in Alberta isn't just frustration anymore, it's transformation. People aren't just talking in coffee shops or venting on social media, they're demanding their leaders act. When nearly 9 out of 10 Albertans say they'd vote for independence tomorrow, that isn't a protest. That's a revolution in waiting. Ottawa can try to downplay it, they can dismiss it as Western whining, but numbers don't lie. Billions siphoned off, industries choked, votes ignored. And now, the people of Alberta are saying enough. The big question is, what happens next? Does Danielle Smith ride this wave and make sovereignty her government's top priority? Do Saskatchewan and BC join the push and create a united Western front? Or does Ottawa double down with threats and fear campaigns to try and hold the country together? Because make no mistake, with these poll numbers, Ottawa is terrified. They know if Alberta goes, Canada as we know it collapses. And that's why you need to stay tuned, because this story isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. The cracks in Confederation are widening, and every new policy out of Ottawa pushes Alberta closer to the exit door. If you've been waiting for history to happen, you're watching it unfold right now. So gang, if you found this as shocking and eye-opening as I did, make sure you hit that like button, because it helps get this message out to more Canadians who need to see the truth. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. This story is moving fast, and every week brings another bombshell development. Canada is standing at the edge of a cliff. Alberta has just taken the first step forward. The only question left is, will the rest of the West follow? Stay tuned.